I guess he's happy.
That's like your angry celebration, Stevie, from back in the day. Galatasaray 5, Juventus 2. Thoroughly entertaining tie, Stevie. And it's something maybe we've been wanting to see more of. I know defensively it's not perfect, but at least it's open, at least it's exciting, at least things are happening.
You know, the Champions League, for me in general, has been open and attacking. You know, I don't know whether we're so used to watching the Premier League, and I think too many teams in the Premier League are not willing to lose the ball in order to take a chance on whipping a ball in or one-on-one or whatever it may be. And so when we come to watch the Champions League, all the teams seem to be wanting to go forward and score. You know, they're not looking to possess it per se. They're looking to get forward and create and get goals and get opportunities. And so right now, the Champions League is just great to sit and watch. It's entertaining.
This match specifically was chaotic. And it was chaotic in the first half. And having been chaotic, Juventus were up 2-1. And the fatal mistake that Juventus makes in this match is that they, instead of trying to find control, instead of trying to figure out how do we manage the tempo of this game, they decided, we're going to go on the back and forth. We're going to try to enjoy the chaos. It wasn't their responsibility to carry the momentum of the game away from home, and it wasn't their responsibility to carry the pace of the game when they're already winning 2-1. So find control. Enjoy possession of the ball in the middle of the third. Unable to do that, silly turnover after silly turnover. You make a substitution, you bring out Cambiaso because he was getting killed by Yilmaz on that side. You bring in Cabal at halftime, and Cabal gets himself thrown out 20 minutes after he's come onto the match. Anything and everything that Juventus did in that second half was horrendous. And we're not even talking about the turnovers and the giveaways and the goals. Conceptually, they got it all wrong in the second half. Instead of trying to control the match, they're trying to go in the back and forth, and Galatasaray were more than happy to do that.
Doesn't it show how the culture of football in Italy's changed? An
An
Italian team, 2-1 up, away from home, and decide to try and win it 3 or 4 or 5. The game's gone.
Frank, to Stevie's point, is the Champions League a better entertainment than we're seeing in England at the moment?
I think so. I think so. But because there are more mistakes, I would say. See, nowadays, our coaches are trying to avoid mistakes. And in football, without any mistakes, you don't have any goal. So that's part of the deal. But the thing is, in the Champions League, they try to create mistake to the opponents, where in the Premier League, they try to avoid mistakes. That's what it is. So they don't take any risk in order to not make any mistake, in order to not concede any goal. That's the difference between what I see in the Champions League, and it's why we saw today with the, as Ali mentioned, chaotic game. But you try, you go for it, and you push the opponent to make mistakes. That's what it is. That's the difference I see with the Premier League, where too many European coaches have come to teach another type of football. It was different in England. When I played, that was the spirit of going for it, creating chances, pushing the opponent to make mistake. Now that's the other way around, I think.
So a bad week, obviously, for Juventus, losing against Inter as well at the weekend. We highlighted, of course, the red card that was handed out in that game. Kalulu, of course, sent off a clear dive from Bastoni. He came out and spoke about this, saying, what I felt was a contact with my arm, which was emphasised when I watched it back. I'm here to take responsibility. What I regret is my subsequent behaviour. A human being has the right to make mistakes, but equally the duty to recognise them. That's why I'm here. I'm sorry I reacted like that. It's right to hold my hands up to that. Now, what he's referring to, not the dive, but celebrating getting a player sent off, which, Ali, you brought up yesterday, actually, wasn't it? It was his celebration that you could say, look, diving, that's fine, you know, dark arts, but it's the way in which he celebrated afterwards. You can just see there, hugging his teammates, punching the air to get the player sent off.
Yeah, and look, full disclosure, over the course of my career, doing this was not foreign to me. Trying to draw fouls, trying to get players in trouble, that wasn't a problem for me, nor do I think it should be a problem for any other player. And I think Stevie would agree with me, maybe. I wasn't just a flat-out diver like that.
Right.
A flat-out.
No.
Flat out.
I'll give you. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Okay, right. But if indeed you're going to draw a foul, which I have no issue with, and you know you got away with it, then walk away.
Right.
Don't go celebrating, because now you're also bringing attention to your nonsense. The more you celebrate it, the more you already got enough attention by the fact that the other guy got a second yellow card and he's now off the field. It is not what I would have expected from Bastoni to go on and celebrate afterwards. It's not something that I would have done. And honestly, once you've celebrated, and this has been his behavior, my criticism is own it. Own it. Don't come and apologize.
No, isn't that nice?
No.
Isn't that nice?
You want to be the villain? Be the villain.
He made a mistake in the moment. He's realised he made a mistake.
No, that's not a mistake. That's not a mistake. A football player that does that so blatantly, he should get a kick up his backside for every single player that comes in within 5 yards of him. That's not acceptable. For a professional football player to do that is not acceptable. And to think you can come out and give us a wee apology and think everybody's going to go, oh, that's very nice of him. How honest is he coming around and telling us that he didn't get touched? No. It don't get much lower than that.
Really?
On another player. No.
I would prefer that he owned it.
Yeah.
I would prefer that, look, I made a play, the player made a mistake, referee made a call, we got a red card out of it, my team won the match. Own it. Own it.
Frank?
Yeah, do you remember Simeone, with Beckham's red card? Did he apologize for that? No. He said, I knew what I was doing. I know that I was the villain, and I accepted it, and I won't change anything. That's what it is. I'm with the guys, Bastoni, I don't know, that's maybe nowadays players, we have to say everything on the social networks, whatever it can be, but don't apologize. Just accept the fact that you've been a bad person and a villain, as a guy called him, and did that, and maybe help you to win a game. We saw that wasn't a foul, like we saw with Doué, with Monaco, on the goal that he scored, that it wasn't a foul. Players have to stop exaggerating. Referee have to stop not seeing it, and on top of it, he couldn't see on the VAR because there was a second yellow card and not a straight red card. So it's getting even more complicated. But Bastoni, accept it. You can be the bad guy for once. That's okay. You will have maybe a time to be a hero.
I'm glad Frank brought that up. Right. So the Simeone one, it's skullduggery, right? As is Bastoni. But professional players will lambast you for doing what Bastoni done.
Right.
But professional players will go, you know what? That was smart.
Wow.
That's the difference between the two things.
It's another reason I didn't make it.
It's just small details, Dan. Small details.
Too
just
honest.
another one.
Just too honest.
Another reason.
Speaking of exaggeration, Jurgen Klinsmann is on the show on the next edition of ESPN FC with me and Ali and Stevie.
Am I?
Good, yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
Be sure to join us, of course.
I guess it will be.
For Champions League Tour.